Hello everyone. Today, I'll be going through some shiny hunting methods in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. My hope with this video is to help anyone new or returning to Pokemon understand what shiny Pokemon are, how to shiny hunt in this game, and what might be the best route for you. This game has lots of different options, and shiny hunting in Pokemon has hardly been easier. First and foremost, what are shinies? If you're new to the game, shiny Pokemon are just Pokemon that have a different coloration than they normally would. Otherwise, they are no different. If the idea of having a Charizard that's black instead of orange isn't interesting to you, then this might not be the video for you. However, you might find a new favorite Pokemon based on its shiny, so don't count this video out quite yet. So the base odds of catching a shiny Pokemon are incredibly low. Without any of the extra help I'm about to show you, the odds of you find a shiny are 1 in 4,096. That is a 0.02% chance. Not a 2% chance, not a 0.2% chance, but a 0.02% chance. Shinies are and almost always have been rare. Do not worry though, there are ways around this. First things first, you need to get the shiny charm by completing this game's Pokédex. Shiny hunting is not impossible without it, but it makes it much easier. Plus, catching them all is in the tagline. Doing this will help familiarize yourself with the Paldea region and where Pokemon can spawn, which will help later. In order to finish this Pokédex, you will need to beat the 3 storylines in this game and finish the final quest. There are certain Pokemon that you won't have access to until you do this. This also means finding someone else who has the game opposite yours. If you have Scarlet, you'll need to find someone with Violet, and vice versa. This is because some Pokemon are only in Violet, and some Pokemon are only in Scarlet. Thanks to Austin John Plays, the process for this can be made easier using trade codes. Using this table on screen right now, you just connect to the internet, link trade, and plug in the code for the Pokemon you need. Just make sure you have the Pokemon the other version will be looking for as well. Once you complete the Pokédex, talk to Jacques in the biology lab for the Shiny Charm. The Shiny Charm adds 2 extra rolls to the base odds for wild Pokemon, and 1 extra roll when any other method for increased shiny Pokemon is present. This means that your new base odds for encountering shiny Pokemon will become 1 in 1,365, or 0.07%. Still not amazing odds, but it's still 3 times better than base odds. Also, for the rest of the video, I will assume you have the Shiny Charm. If you want to try these methods without the charm, there will be a helpful table at the end of the video and in the description that will help with understanding shiny Pokemon odds in this game. Let's talk about outbreaks. Outbreaks in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet are scattered across the map, with the icon of the Pokemon in the outbreak and a flashing red icon behind it. Here's an example. You can see there's a Noivern out here. There's a Rufflet over there. There's an Arrokuda over there. You'll see there's like a flashing red icon. When you zoom in, you'll see other Pokemon. Those are the Pokemon that are in the area, so make sure you don't confuse it with that. These outbreaks can change daily, from where they are to the Pokemon that can spawn in them. These outbreaks are one of your best shots at a shiny Pokemon. As soon as you enter the outbreak, you'll be greeted with a notification in the upper right portion of the screen when you come across one. In order to increase the odds of finding a shiny Pokemon in one of these outbreaks, you'll have to knock out the Pokemon in the outbreak. The best way to do this quickly is by using the Let's Go feature with a strong Pokemon that has a type advantage over the Pokemon in the outbreak. The Let's Go feature also won't knock out shinies, so don't worry about that. Knocking out 30 Pokemon adds an extra shiny roll to the Pokemon that spawn in after that, and knocking out 60 adds another roll. This changes the odds to 1 in 820, or 0.12%. If it's hard to keep count on how many Pokemon you've cleared, pay attention to the notifications in the top right of the screen. It'll let you know how far along you are in the outbreak. I haven't done a whole lot of testing, but the third notification is typically when you've cleared out about 60 Pokemon. This is where I would also save the game, in case you accidentally clear out the outbreak. If you clear out the remaining Pokemon in the outbreak, they will stop spawning, and the outbreak will disappear for the day. How do we farm outbreaks then if Pokemon stop spawning soon after we get those shiny odds? This is where picnics come in. When you start a picnic in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it gets rid of all of the wild Pokemon on the map. Then, when you finish the picnic, new Pokemon will spawn back in. So I'll pack up this picnic here. We're done with the picnic. And all these Pokemon that are about to spawn in will all be new spawns. This will not change how many Pokemon you've knocked out in the outbreak. However, it will spawn new Pokemon. So all you need to do is check the Pokemon in the outbreak after 60 knockouts to see if they are shiny. If there is not a shiny, plop down a picnic nearby, quickly finish the picnic and check the new spawns for shinies. Rinse and repeat. Eventually you'll have a shiny. This can take a little bit for the Pokemon to spawn in, just so you know. And there's lots of glitches in this game that make Pokemon do weird things. So you'll be warned, they could be in walls, they could be in mountains. Typically what I do is I'll wait for about 6 to 8 Outbreak spawns to pop in, and if none of them are shiny, I'll plop down a picnic and I'll do it all over again. Speaking of picnics, you can also make special sandwiches that will affect your chance of seeing shiny Pokemon of a certain type. Using the sandwich recipes you see on screen, you can boost how often you'll see Pokemon of a certain type, and the chances of seeing a Pokemon of that type in the wild. You can get most of the ingredients you need for sandwiches at Porto Maronata and Levincia. You'll also need Herba Mystica. Herba Mystica can only be obtained in certain 5-star and 6-star raids, which should only be attempted after beating the game. These sandwiches will increase your wild Pokemon shiny odds to 1 in 683 or 0.14%. I mean, this is even better than the Outbreak method. What's even better is you can combine the two methods along with the shiny charm to increase your odds in the Outbreak after knocking 60 Pokemon out to 1 in 512 or 0.19%. That's over 9 times the base rate. A good rule of thumb with shiny sandwiches is to always save before making the sandwich. I can't stress this enough. Sandwich bonuses will go away if you turn the game off, regardless of how much time is left on the sandwich timer. We don't want to waste ingredients, especially Herba Mystica, so always save before making a sandwich. This is also just in case you don't get the shiny Pokemon you're looking for. Once the 30 minutes is up on the sandwich timer, and you haven't found the shiny you want, just soft reset the game, make the sandwich again, and keep hunting. So what I'm going to show you is I'll make a quick sandwich for you. We're currently still in the Noivern outbreak from earlier in the video. So we'll go into creative mode, hitting the X button, and this just opens up the whole thing. So we're going to look at the recipe chart that I provided earlier. What we need is a tomato, and I need more onions. I don't need a pickle. Onions, which I need more of. Green pepper. I need a hamburger. And then 2 servings of the ingredient for the type that we want. So we want dragon, because Noivern's dragon, and there's not many other dragons in the area. So for that, we need 2 avocados. So we got 2 avocados right here. And then we're also going to need 2 of any kind of Herba Mystica that we want to use. So I don't have that much Herba Mystica, so which I thought I had more, which is strange. Anyway, we'll just do sour Herba Mystica and spicy Herba Mystica. We're going to hit next. Whatever pick. The pick doesn't matter. Put the ingredients on. Alright, so we're going to start with the larger items first, because we don't want stuff to fall off the sandwich. So we'll do tomato, a solid start. I don't know why it's shaking so much. This is great. I love it when this happens. Hamburger. We'll pop that on in the middle there. Surely nothing will fall off as I'm making this sandwich. Surely this will be the perfect sandwich. Put some green peppers on there. This is another reason why you save. This game is weird and it's glitchy. It's fun, but it's very buggy. So in case something happens in the recipe making process or the sandwich making process and you screw this up, you don't waste anything. You can just reload your save and try it again. But you want to typically do your bigger ingredients first and then smaller ones. And the bun doesn't matter, so you can just toss that wherever the heck you want. Preferably not on the plate like that, because that can mess up your sandwich a little bit. And then that's it. And here's our beautiful looking sandwich. It looks fantastic. Alright, we'll go ahead through the animation here. And in a second, you're going to see all the bonuses pop up on the screen in the top right, where the notifications pop in. And it's going to be some good ones. It'll be Sparkling Power Dragon, Tidal Power Dragon, and Encounter Power Dragon. Level 3, all of them. Nice. Tasty Clocky Original. Thank you. And there they are. Easy. Alright, so now that we have the dragon stuff up, we just pack up our picnic for the next 30 minutes. And in case you ever want to check a sandwich buff, all you got to do is tap right on the D-pad, and it'll show you your active meal powers. And anyway, now there is an increased chance that I'll find a shiny Noivern. It also helps out with the spawns in the area. Some of these are not a part of the outbreak that I'm currently in, which leads me to the next method of hunting shinies. As I said before, there is another method I like to call sandwich hunting. So let's say you want a shiny Bisharp and you don't have an Outbreak for one. You'll head to the bamboo forest, the one that's nearby. Let me see if I can find it real quick. North Province Area 2, there you go. What you'll do is you'll go to this area, and this is where Bisharp and Pawniard are the only Steel-type Pokemon that spawn in that area. Then, you'll eat a sandwich that boosts Steel-type Pokemon encounters. It doesn't have to be the shiny sandwich variant, but obviously those sandwiches help a lot more. With the encounter buff, you'll see almost nothing but Pawniards and Bisharp spawn. This is because they are the only Steel-type Pokemon that can spawn in that area. If you remember, when using a shiny sandwich, your odds are still 1 in 683. Even with just the shiny charm, odds are 1 in 1,365 if you're not using a shiny sandwich. Just take laps around the area, checking every spawn. Once you've completed whatever you consider a lap of the area, you just plop down a picnic nearby, quickly end the picnic, rinse and repeat. I did this the other day, and I was able to find 2 shiny Bisharp using 1 shiny sandwich. And I've read plenty of other anecdotes that confirm this is a great way to hunt for shinies. Also, this is a perfect example. So I was looking to see if I could get the shiny Noivern to spawn, and I didn't get that to spawn, but I did get a Noibat to spawn, which isn't even a part of the Outbreak. This is technically a 1 in, with the shiny sandwich, a 1 in 683 odds shiny. Whereas if I had found the Noivern, I think it was, what did I say, 1 in 512? So it's interesting that I found this before the other one, but here we are. So I'll go ahead. In case you didn't know how to catch shiny Pokemon, if you wanted to be careful, you always want to make sure you plop. I like saying plop. You want to plop down a save right in front of that shiny Pokemon as soon as you see it. This way, if anything happens in the fight, personally, I like trying to catch it in a Premier Ball. If you accidentally kill it, or it kills itself, whatever, you don't lose it. So what we'll do is, I like this. I like catching my shinies in Premier Ball, so I'm going to throw a ton of these things. You can also get lucky at Porto Marinada. Sometimes they do sell a bunch of Premier Balls at the auction house. So if you can get lucky, I would hop on that. And any amount of money you spend is probably going to be cheaper than it actually would be to get this many Premier Balls. So you'll get a Pokemon False Swipe. I like using this one. Perfect. I like using King Gambit because it's a Steel Dark type, so it has a lot of resistances. It's a high level anyway, and it's got False Swipe. False Swipe's really good. And here we are. Shiny Noibat. Perfect. Glad I was able to get that. That was about, well, here, I'll show you. Hold on. No, I'll have to fight this Noibat real quick. We'll see if I can get another one. I bet you anything I might be able to get another one. But this was about, after eating the shiny sandwich I made in this video, it's been 15 minutes. So it only took me 15 minutes just running around the area and finding a shiny. Like I said, it's not even a part of this Outbreak that's nearby either. It's the baby version of the Pokemon, but it doesn't technically count for the Outbreak. This is just because of the dragon encounter sandwich that I ate. So the whole sandwich hunting thing is like really good. You don't even have to use the shiny variants. It'll take you longer of the sandwich, that is. But there are, I know you can find, I don't know what they are off the top of my head, so I do apologize. But you can search level 2 shiny hunting sandwich, or not shiny sandwiches, sorry. Level 2 encounter sandwiches. You just have to make sure you pick the correct type for the Pokemon you're looking for. So like I said, in this case we were looking for Noivern and Noibat. And as far as Dragon Pokemon go, these are the only Dragon Pokemon that spawn in like this area right here, this part of the map. Like I said, Pawniard and Bisharp are the only Steel-type Pokemon that spawn in this part of the map. And you can expand that to a lot of different places. If you're a big fan of Charcadet, however you want to say it, I would hunt over here in the South Province. If you have a Fire Encounter sandwich, there's tons of them that spawn over here. I think there's another spot they can spawn. I think they can spawn on the mountain somewhere too. Tons of them. A good example is I'm using the Dragon Sandwich right now as well. There's an outbreak of the Tatsugiri. I believe the Tatsugiri... Oh, no, sorry. Dratini also spawns out there. But if you want either or, you can just use a Dragon Sandwich. That's kind of the beauty of it. You might be looking for a certain Pokemon, but you might see other ones of the same type, and, you know, it wouldn't hurt to have a shiny of those either. So, it's up to you. It depends on what you're shiny hunting, and it depends on what you're looking for. So to summarize, once again, you're going to pick a Pokemon, find an area where it spawns, and not where many other Pokemon of the same type spawn. You'll use a sandwich to boost the encounter rate for the type of Pokemon you are hunting. Take laps, look at every spawn, and use picnics to refresh spawns. After some time, you too will have some shiny Pokemon to call your own. I have one last method, and it's not hard. This method has been in the Pokemon games for a very long time, and it's one of my favorites. This method is called the Masuda method. Named after the developer who coded it into the game, you'll need two Pokemon that can breed together that are from different languages. The eggs that come from these two Pokemon will have a 1 in 512 chance of being shiny, or 0.19%. This is just as high as the Shiny Sandwich and Outbreak method combined. To make this easy, you'll want a Ditto from a copy of the game that is using a language different from yours. For example, I have a Ditto from a French copy of the game. The name is obviously different, but there is also a 3-letter symbol next to its name to let me know it's from a copy of the game that is in French. As you can see, it says FRE in the little circle right there. We want a Ditto because it can breed with any Pokemon that can breed. Once again, there is a helpful code to trade for and Ditto with other people. Just punch in 4448 4448 into the link code to trade your Ditto with someone else looking for a 4 and Ditto. Once again, this is just 4448 twice. You'll punch this in, and you'll get other people looking for 4 and Ditto. Now, you might get other people in the same region as you, so make sure you check the other Ditto before you trade. This actually can happen more than you'd like it to. It'll probably take a while, but hopefully you will get a 4 and Ditto using this code. It's the code I used, and it worked well for me. I was even able to get a Korean Ditto as well that I'm not using in this video, but I did get 2 4 and Dittos. So you can get one, it just takes a minute sometimes, that's all it is. So once you have a 4 and Ditto, you're going to pick a Pokemon you want to breed more of. In this example, I used Charizard. Then only have it and the Ditto in your party. So what you're going to do, I already have the eggs, but what you'll do is instead of the eggs, you'll have just Ditto and Charizard in your party. No other Pokemon. None at all. Now, you're going to plop down a picnic. This is where the magic happens. You'll go ahead and you'll make a great peanut butter sandwich, which consists of banana, butter, and peanut butter. I'm not going to put anything up on the screen for this. It's just 3 items. It's just banana, peanut butter, and butter. With this, you'll spawn Egg Power 2, which spawns more eggs in your basket. Make sure you make the sandwich when you're ready to breed. The Pokemon have to be in your party for the effect to work for them. At least that's what it feels like. Every 5 minutes the sandwich bonus is active, you're going to check the basket at the end of your picnic table. And then soon enough, voila. At least a few eggs will be in the basket. These eggs transfer automatically to your Pokemon storage. You'll check every 5 minutes because the basket can only hold a max of 10 eggs at a time. You'll want to also do this method when you have other real-life things to do, and you can check back in the game every 5 minutes, like laundry, dishes, things you probably should be doing with your life instead of playing video games. After the 30 minutes is up on the buff, you can either make another sandwich and rake more eggs in, or you can hatch the ones you already have. In order to hatch a Pokemon egg, you're going to walk with it in your party. So we're going to grab our Volcarona back and the egg. And as you can see, I have a ton of eggs over here. We'll go through them here. I got tons of eggs. Tons of them from doing this breeding method. If you have a Pokemon with the ability Flame Body, like my Volcarona, you want that in your party as well to hatch the eggs. After some time, depending on the Pokemon, the eggs will hatch. It's dependent on the number of steps. So, eventually, these eggs will spawn after I've run around enough with them. With Koraidon and Miraidon, this part's super fun and easy. I love running around in this game just aimlessly. It's a lot of fun. It's important to note that running and swimming will count towards your eggs hatching, but not climbing and gliding. So don't think you can just go to like the top of a peak, jump off, and glide, and then eventually the eggs will hatch. That doesn't count. It has to be running or swimming. It has to be on the ground. Otherwise, the game doesn't register as a step. Personally, I like to hatch my eggs while I'm looking for raids to run that are 5-star, so I can, or 6-star, so I can get Urban Mystica. So as you can see, here we are. Hatching an egg. Pretty cool. We'll see if it's shiny. Your results will vary, but I was able to actually get 2 shiny Charmanders in under 100 eggs using this method, which is crazy because I've used this method before and it was not as kind to me and it took a way longer amount of time. I think I tried to get a shiny Corsola this way from the last game and it took me, it was like thousands of eggs. So you trust me, you might not be as lucky as I am. But the odds in this game with the Shiny Charm and the Masuda method are really, really good. So we'll just hope you're plenty lucky and you won't have to go through too many eggs to get the shiny you're looking for. In case you need to keep track of any of the shiny odds mentioned in this game, here's the table on screen I used to notate the odds mentioned in this video. Special thanks to Sabuna_Switch on Twitter who made the table. Alright, that's it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you decide whether or not you want a shiny hunt in this game and how you'd like to do it. I've had tons of fun with this game. Even though it's glitchy and the performance is awful, I've still had tons of fun with it, and I hope you've been enjoying the game as well. This video was a lot of fun to make. I wrote a script. I never write scripts, so I hope that translated to the video coming out really well. If not, I do apologize. But I had a lot of fun making it. Got some shiny Pokemon. I even got a shiny Pokemon a full odds one that I wasn't even trying to get during the recording of the video. I got this shiny Knuckle stack. Just because the game was feeling nice, I guess. I barely noticed it too. I didn't even notice it was there for a second. And then I looked at it and I was like, that is a shiny Knuckle stack. Is that a shiny? In the background? It is. No way. I'm just recording. This is nuts. This is insane. The odds on this are crazy. I didn't even know this was over here. I'm like playing on a smaller screen too while I'm recording. This is nuts. This is crazy. So anyway. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm rambling now. I do this a lot. I do apologize. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. This is the first one I've done that's like this. Also, comment down below with which Pokemon is your favorite shiny. I hope you have a fantastic day, week, whatever it is, and I hope to see you around more.